Hi guys. I think I'm live. I'm hoping that I'm live. I couldn't get my live to work yesterday, so I thought I would just randomly try to jump on here and see if I could get it to work. It appears to be working. I was going to pull it up on my iPad. Oh, my hair is a mess. Anyway, to see if I can see myself, but I don't want to jinx what might be going on here. So, as you guys may know, I tried to get on live yesterday. I could not. My Facebook app kept stopping on my phone and it would not let me go live. So I rescheduled it for yesterday afternoon. Same problem. I could not get on. Very frustrated. So, I'm here right now. I'm hoping that it works. Hi, Lisa. You must be able to see me. It must be working. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. So yesterday was kind of a problem day for me. You guys know I had cataract surgery a couple weeks ago. So my my up close vision still is bad because it's always been bad. And so I'm constantly taking my glasses on and off to do up close work. So I had them off on my desk next to me yesterday, and one of my temples was underneath my big shot machine. I didn't realize it. Well, I went to pick up my glasses to go somewhere. I picked up my glasses. My temple did not come with my glasses. My temple snapped off. So here they are. Duct tape does wonders. So I now have duct tape my glasses because due to my cataract surgery, I will need new glasses, which I needed new glasses anyway, but I can't go in to get fitted for a new prescription until my eye is completely healed, which will probably be another 3 weeks or so before I can actually get a new prescription. So I have broken glasses now too. And anyways, yesterday was just one of those days. So I'm hoping that today is better. Obviously, it must be better already because I'm live and some of you guys are watching me. I can see some comments. So yay, I'm so excited. And yes, please share the video on your own Facebook page. There's like a little share button below the video that says share. You can share it. The bigger the reach, the better, obviously. So I do have some super cute projects for you guys. I do have a few housekeeping things. Let me pull my little list down here. First things first, the cards that I made last week on my Facebook Live, I give those away. So I am going to be giving them away, and to everybody who shares the video, I can see that you've shared it, and then I put your name in a drawing. I draw a name out, and then I pick a winner. So last week I picked a winner. Here's the little thing. It says Donna Bowers, and so Donna is the winner of the cards. Donna, please message me, Facebook message me your address. Because I don't know if I have the correct address for you. So please go ahead and do that. So we'll get Donna's cards out of the way. Linda says she broke her glasses. Oh, in half at the bridge once. Didn't have a spare. Oh gosh, Linda, that's the worst. At least I could duct tape mine. And funny, the way my hair is, got to be careful because this duct tape isn't super strong. The way my hair is, how it kind of, comes over. Even if I'm out in public, I don't think people would notice that my glasses were broken. So I guess if they had to get broken, that was a good spot for them to get broken. So I'm glassesless, which is okay because I'm doing up close work. And when I do the up close work, I can't see anyway. So let's see. Oh, yes, that was what we did last week. That was one of the cards I did last week, Linda. So thank you. I appreciate that. I thought it was cute too. Okay, so as we talked about last week, there are new celebration items. They're actually catalog items. And there are the Sweet Cakes framelits. So the Sweet Cake framelits. This is free with a $100 order. There they are right there in all their glory. You can choose that free for $1. And here's a couple cards that I have that use kind of like just, ooh, that's kind of shiny, just the dies without the actual stamp. So here's a really cute cake card that my friend Lori made. Here's one that I did for my Big Shot at Home group of gals where we just the die cuts there without any stamps. Thank you, Debbie. And then here's one where I did use the stamps and the dies, stamps and the dies. So this is one of the free items, which is really fun because the Sweet Cake Soiree, or the Sweet Cake Sweet Soiree Sweet, good Lord, who can say that 5 times fast, is amazing. Another one of the die sets that you can get for free with the $100 order is the Petals and More. Oops, I should put it this way because here's all the dies here. Love that. And here are a couple cards that use some of the dies. We've got the little flowery ones there. This one has the kind of big leaf sprig with the, I don't know what this decorative piece is called. It's a decorative piece. Let's just go with that. Here's one with the decorative piece and then the stamped and die cut flowers. So that's a fun thing. We also have the Myths and Magic glimmer paper. The blue, green, and white glimmer paper from the Occasions catalog is an option for $50 order. the petal pair embossing folders, the cable knit folder, the sequin folder that I'm going to actually use on a card today. Another folder that I can't remember what it's called, and some other stuff. So anyways, you can go to my blog at barbstamps.com and you'll be able to see all the stuff is on my blog that you can get for free. Again, when you order from me and use my host code in the month, then I do offer free gifts with purchase. So check that out. Right now, if you were thinking about joining Stampin' Up! Or have a pretty big wish list, meaning if your wish list is over $99, then you should sign up to be a demonstrator, because you get to choose $125 of merchandise in your kit. That's anything you want that adds up to $125. Plus, then you choose 2 bonus stamp sets of your choice. So they could be any price except for celebration items or host items. So you could get like a couple of $50 stamp sets for free. That increases your value of your kit. And then you also get a paper pumpkin kit for free in your starter kit. And then you get a 20% discount immediately. So you buy your kit for $99 plus tax, get $125 plus like $200 and some worth of stuff in your kit for 99 bucks. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And then let's say, you don't decide you want to order, it doesn't work out, you can't sell to meet the minimums of $300 a quarter. You just drop. No penalties, nothing. So, I mean, it's actually the best deal, honestly, because you get a 20% discount on everything you purchase after you sign up, which who doesn't want a discount on their stamping supplies, really? So anyways, I'm always taking new team members, so get with me if you're interested in that. I would love to have you join my team, and only through the end of March is the 2 extra stamp set deal available. So let's get on that. Okay, I announced the previous winner. Oh, our in colors, our 2016, 2018 in colors are retiring. Here they are. They'll be retiring this year. We've got the Dapper Denim, the Emerald Envy, the Sweet Sugar Plum, Peekaboo Peach, and the Flirty Flamingo. And anything with these colors in it will also be retiring. So any embellishments, any designer series papers, anything else that has those colors in it, cardstock, ink, refills, everything, markers. And what I do recommend is if you do need to stock up on those items, the cardstock and the ink refills especially, now's the time you want to do that, because you get free products for your orders during celebrations. So just remember that. And typically when Stampin' Up! Actually makes their big announcement that, hey, these colors are retiring, they usually do that sometime in April when the new catalog is available to demonstrators. Then stuff starts to sell out, and I don't want that to happen to any of you beautiful people. If you need a Sweet Sugar Plum ink refill, get it now, because your pad will be worthless if you can't re-ink it. So ink refills and cardstock are some of the things that usually do sell out in some colors. So, and I'm just saying this as a public service announcement to you, my favorite people. So that. Okay, moving on. Paper Pumpkin. If you join Paper Pumpkin now, you can get your first 2 months at half off. So instead of it being $19.95 a month, it's only like $9.98 or whatever it is a month. So for 2 months, so that's a great deal. Paper Pumpkin is really, really cool. In fact, where is my Paper Pumpkin kit? We just got them last week. And here's the little thing that comes in the box. It shows you what kind of cards are. And they're so pretty. Oh my gosh, you guys. You get your stamp set, of course, your ink spot. We get all these really amazing stickers in here this month, and these really cool kind of pocket cards. And then here's a card that I did as a, no, it's upside down. It's an alternate project where I just used the stamps to cut the flowers out. And then this is one of the pocket cards that I did. So yeah. So Paper Pumpkin is really cool. It gets better and better every month. And if you can get yours for, throw that on the floor, for half off for a couple months, that's a great deal. All right. Love this Paper Pumpkin. I do too, Lisa. It's amazing. Hello, Marty. How are you? And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about before I start stamping is I do sell my cards. I do have cards for sale, and I'm going to put a link on my blog later on today, a PayPal link. I sell 20 cards for $25 plus the shipping fee, which I think the shipping now at the post office is like $6.75 or something like that. Anyway, so I do sell my all occasion cards, and so I'm going to put a link on my blog so that if anyone's interested in buying some of these cards, because I have a lot. I mean, I make a lot of cards, and I just don't have that many people I can send them to, so I do sell some of them. So I am going to be selling my cards, so keep that in mind. And I'm going to actually move my glasses somewhere else so that I don't pile stuff on them, because I've been known to break glasses, apparently, as of yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera around, and then we're going to get to stamping. So here we go. All right, that was a fairly smooth transition, I hope. Nobody got ill. So you'll see that I have my monthly host code right here. So if you do place an order with me online at shoppingwithbarb.com, please use the host code. I do have free gifts with purchase every month. So you can check that out on my blog. And let's go here. All right, where's the first card? Right here. Okay, so this week I kind of wanted to focus on a card layout. So I found this card in my stash that I had made earlier this year, and I'm going to recreate this with three different ways, 3 different colors, 3 different products, just different fun stuff. So we're going to be copying this basic layout. Let me get all my goods out here that we need. Got some ink pads. We're going to be using the fun, beautiful peacock stamp set. That is a celebration item right now for a $50 order. Okay, got all my goods out. Put my bucket on the floor. Get my papers out here. And here's our colors that we're going to be using. So we've got some smoky slate, some whisper white, some pool party, and then I've got a little piece of the Bubbles and Fizz designer series paper. Let me grab it here, which is also a celebration item. So the paper does have kind of like this bottles pattern, but it also has just some fun patterns that you could use in any day stamping. So we're just going to use this kind of fun striped paper here. And so you can see the basic layout here is a panel in the center, which is about 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I have a layer behind that. And then I've kind of broken that down to have the design over here and a design over here. So we're going to kind of keep with that same theme, like I said. And we're going to start out with our basic gray cardstock. And I'm just going to fold that in half. There's a bone folder. Here we go. Okay, got our bone folder. So there's our card base. And then we have another layer that's going to go on like this. My designer series paper is going to go like that. And then this little piece kind of like this. So this one I'm actually going to run through my Big Shot with the scattered sequins folder. So I'm just going to slide my little strip or little square of paper into my folder. I've got my Big Shot right over here. Let me go grab it and run this through. All right, this will just take a second. Okay, we'll dump that out. And then here are these really cool little sequins. Aren't they fun? And they actually do look like sequins. They have like the little tiny hole in the center. And yeah, this is just a fun folder. And this is one of those new things they've just added that you can get for free with a $50 order. All right, so I need some snail adhesive. We're going to attach these pieces to our piece of white. Actually, you know what? Ugh, my snail is gummed up. You ever have that happen where you just get a lot of excess glue? Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, so I'm going to put my designer series paper here at the end, and you'll see that my piece of white, I didn't make it, it's only longer on these 2 edges. These edges, it's going to be flush. And I actually need some liquid glue. Whenever I do embossing, paper embossing, I always like to use liquid glue to adhere it to my projects because I just feel like the liquid glue does a little bit better job of sticking. Okay, and I'm going to cover something, or cover this seam with something, so if it's not completely covered, it's going to be okay. All right, get that done. Okay. So our seam is going to be covered by some of our shimmer ribbon, and this is another celebration, and this project is full of celebration items, I tell you. So this is one of the choices. This is the shimmer ribbon, and it comes in the basic gray, the Bermuda Bay, and the Calypso Coral. They're just gorgeous shimmery ribbons, and they're 3 different sizes. The, what are they, 1/8, 3/8, and 1/2, or let me see, 1/4. I can't remember. Something like that. So this piece, I'm just going to wrap around the card here and Scotch tape it to the back. And you could use adhesive, you know, whatever you want to do. I just find that for ease, I just go for the Scotch tape. So I'm just going to cover the seam, wrap the ribbon to the back, and then tape it on there. So there's a little trick for you. Kind of a trick, kind of not. And I do have a little excess there. I don't need all that, so we'll just get rid of that. Okay, so these pieces are done. So now we're going to do our stamping. And like I said, we're going to be using the beautiful peacock stamp set. So I've got some Pool Party ink here that I'm going to ink up like the feather, the big feather spray here. So we'll do that in the Pool Party. So that's inked up. But now I'm going to add a little bit of kind of an ombre effect by using a sponge dauber and some Bermuda Bay. And now you could just roll the edges in your ink pad to do the rock and roll technique, But sometimes that technique can be kind of, overwhelming isn't really the right word, but it can be too much sometimes. Oh, I might need a pad. Maybe I'll show you a sample of it after I actually get one of these to work out good. Okay, so we'll stamp that. And so you can kind of see that I do have a nice kind of gradient Bermuda Bay look around the side there. So let me just kind of wipe that off on my hand. It's light ink. So if I actually do the rock and roll, where I ink it up again in the pool party, and then if I actually kind of, roll it around on the edges here, you can kind of see that I've gotten some Bermuda Bay on there. Well, when I stamp this, you can see what I mean about how the difference. This is very like the very stark contrast between the two colors, whereas this is kind of just a nice gradient. So for this particular project, I do prefer the gradient. The rock and roll technique is awesome for some things, but just not what I'm doing right here. Okay, so now I need the basic gray, and I'm going to ink up the peacock's body. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I think I did this backwards. I think it's easier to line it up if you actually do it opposite. Put the bird down first. Well, we're going to see if we can do it. Nah, I don't know. We may have to redo. This may be a redo, people. We'll see. All right. It could be better. It could be worse. Let me just kind of show you what I mean. So if I actually take the peacock and I actually stamp him first, and then if I was to ink this up, you can kind of see when I'm coming down. I'll come into the screen here. As I'm coming down, I can see better through because he's so dark, and this is kind of a clear stamp, so I can see a lot better. So typically I should have done him first and then do this overlay, but I think it's going to be okay. It's not terrible. I can live with it, and I can be fairly anal sometimes. All right, we're going to do our pads together. Hey, Debbie, anytime. I'm here to help if I can. Oh, I'm getting ink on my hands, you guys. I may have to get a wipe out because otherwise, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to transfer the ink to my project because that's what happens. All right, so let me wipe my hands off, put that on the table behind me, and we will move on. Okay, so now I'm going to punch this out. I've got a 2-inch circle punch here, and I'm going to punch this out. I'll try to get it even on all sides, his head, his feet, all that good stuff. Okay, so there he is in all of his glory. Isn't he just adorable? Yes, he is. All right, so we're almost done. Like I'm telling you, this card is like super quick. I need my fast fuse. So I'm going to add a little bit of fast fuse to the back of this guy because I am going to add some of our metallic thread. And I've got the black here. So I'm just going to kind of do some random loops around with this thread. All right, I kind of want the loops to go this way. Is that right? I guess it doesn't matter. It's supposed to be random, right? So if it's random, I shouldn't really care what I'm doing. And so I'm just looping it back and forth, sticking it to the fast fuse that's on the back of the card, or the back of the card, I guess, the card stock. Come off there. And so I'm purposely trying to make the loops they're not even, they aren't in the exact same spot, just because I want it to look random. Okay, and then this last one, maybe like so. Okay, so I've got all those pieces on the back. I'm going to cut that off, move our thread, grab some Stampin' Dimensionals, and then we're just going to add this to the front of the card. And then all we have to do is add a sentiment, and we're going to be done. Here's a little tip that I do all the time. I really don't have any fingernails, but I find if I press whatever nail I do have into the dimensional backings, then they just come off super, super easy. Okay, and then this is going to go about like so over the centerpiece there. Add some glue to this. I'll stick that on the front, and then all we have to do is put a little greeting on there, a little sentiment, and then it'll be done. I'll bring back that other card so you can kind of see how, they're basically the same layouts, but just using different colors and stuff does make a different card. Now I lost one piece of my cardstock here. Where is it? I may have to make a new one. I just need a tiny little strip for the sentiment that I'm going to make here. And here is a strip. I've got a whole scrap drawer full of little cardstock edges that I cut off when I'm using white. So here's that. All right, so I've got my sentiment stamp right here. Where's my gray ink pad? Oh, I put it away. Good Lord. You guys ever do that? You're trying to be good. You put stuff away, and then, oops, that's a problem. I guess I shouldn't be putting stuff away. Okay, move that up. And we're just going to stamp this right on this little strip here. Is that any good? My close-up vision still is not perfect, people. Hoping that'll get better when I get some new bifocals or progressive lenses, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Glasses for people that can't see. Okay, I think that's going to work. So I'm going to snip this edge off. That's a little bit too much there that I don't need. Snip this off about like so. And then I'm just going to flag the end of this guy. So what I do is I come in the center. Well, actually, that's not even a straight cut. Come on, Barb. There we go. Come up the middle, and then I come in from both sides. Like that. Okay. And then I've got some mini Stampin' Dimensionals here that I will use on the back of this little guy. Same thing. Press my fingernail into it. These are a little harder to get off just because they're tiny, but it's going to work out. And then we will just set this right here. Right on the edge. Is that straight? Yes, I think it is. So there is our first card. What do you guys think? I thought it was kind of cute myself, so yay! All right, let me put some of these things away. Get out my supplies for my next project. I'm going to move this one out of the way here. So now someone's going to win this along with my other cards, because when you share my video, you get entered in the drawing for the cards. So that's all you have to do. Just there's a little button down here somewhere that says share. You can do it live while I'm doing it right now. You can do it after the fact. So if you happen to be watching when I'm not live, please feel free to share it because you still get entered in the drawing for the cards. Okay. So again, keeping it that little guy here, we're going to make another card. This one, we're going to use the adorable party pandas. Who doesn't love a party panda? Seriously. They're adorable. Get some supplies out here for our little party panda. There he is. That's okay. So we're going to keep the same theme, basically, those types of pieces. We've got our little panda dude here. We've got our cardstock pieces. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is ink up my super cute little balloon holding panda with some Memento ink. And of course, you could use this for archival. It wouldn't make any difference. I'm just going to use Memento because that's what I put in the bucket. So I'll just tap, 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 tap. And then I keep looking at the pandas just to make sure, yes, I am getting him completely covered with ink. All right, so there's my piece. Come down over the top, just kind of eyeballing this, make sure it's centered. And we'll give it a good press. And there he is. He's so cute. He's just, I mean, he's just adorable. You just, yeah, so cute. Okay. Next, what am I looking for here? I don't need this ribbon just yet. I don't need this. I do need this happy birthday. So I've got a little tiny strip of Peekaboo Peach. This is one of those colors that's leaving us. So if you do like it and need some Peekaboo Peach, that's crooked. Then get it before the end of the year, which is June, or no, May 31st. Or before, oh my word, you guys ever have that happen? It's just not working out for me today. There we go. All right, that's better. Okay, now I need to do my little flagging trick. We'll do this. And stamp it. Jerry Stringer, I see you on here. Girlfriend, you won some cards a few weeks ago, but I didn't know if I had your correct address. So I do need you to message me your address and I can get your cards out to you. Yay, I'm glad you're on here and I'm glad I saw you. Okay, yes, girls, because if I don't have your address and you win the cards, I can't send you the cards. So if you do win, you need to come back and check to see if you've won, and then you need to message me your address, because at the end of the month, if I haven't gotten addresses from people, I'm going to give the cards to someone else. That might sound horrible, but I can't keep them forever. Someone's got to enjoy them. Okay, we're going to use the Balloon Builder Punch to get us a really awesome green glitter balloon from the Myths and Magic glitter papers. All right, let me add a little bit of fast fuse to the back of that. Ugh, Fast fuse sometimes is not my friend. Okay, now the balloon does go up over the top, but that's perfectly fine. I'm cool with that. Okay, now we've got this little guy here, and here's another tip for you guys when you're doing kind of random background stamping. All right, I lost my Berry Burst ink pad. Is it sitting on the table and I just don't see it? Nope, just found it. Okay. So when you're doing random stamping, you want it to look random, but sometimes it's random with purpose, is what I like to say. So I like to start in the center. So I've got this little tiny confetti stamp that comes in the Party Panda set. And we're just going to start kind of in the middle here. So I start in the middle, and that way I can fill in all the white space that I want to as I'm coming away from the center part, okay? So just keep that in mind. If you start in the center when you're trying to do random stamping and then you just work your way out, you'll always get nice coverage, okay? Starting like on the ends and then trying to go to the middle, sometimes you end up with spots and you're like, oh, dang it, I can't. There's no way that I can get another stamp in that spot. So doing it this way is just really helpful, I find. So there's another tip for you, because I am full of it. Ha 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 ha. Tips, that is. Okay. Thanks for the love, guys. I appreciate that. All right. And then this corner here. So there we have our random with purpose stamping done. All right. Get that out of the way. Okay. I also have a piece of Designer Series paper that comes out of the Picture Perfect Birthday Designer Series paper package. And this I'm sure you guys have seen. It's amazing. It's got actual photographs of items that are used as the paper, which is so cool. But what's really cool is the back sides of these pieces are just, you know, nice, fun, bright patterns. So I've chosen the striped pattern for this card. Get that out of the way. And I'm going to put these two things together. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to use Scotch tape sometimes if I want them to be perfect. So I'm going to butt those up together. Where's my tape? Here we go. Because sometimes you can put these two pieces on the layer that I'm going to use, and sometimes it doesn't work so good. So, but I find if I butt them together with a piece of Scotch tape, and then if they're not completely even, then I can take it to my trimmer and trim that off. All right. So we're going to use some basic black as our layer. Get some glue rolling here. All right. And we're just going to add this to this black layer like so. Okay. There we have it. And I've got some Peekaboo Peach crinkled seam binding. Super awesome. I lost my bottle though. I had a class this morning, so I have to get some stuff off my class table. Okay, so I'm going to just do a knot around this, because you guys know, if you've watched any of my live videos before, any of my videos, I like tight ribbons on my projects. So this bottle might be too big, but we're going to make it work. So what I do is I tie my knot around the bottle first. Okay, get my knot done. I pull it off the bottle. And then I kind of take my project and I say, okay, where do I want my knot? Well, I'm going to want my knot around that spot, but I don't know for sure yet because I haven't got my Party Pandas on there. So if my panda's like that, I do believe that's about where I would want my ribbon. So then I just kind of take my scissors, pull it away from the card and snip it off. Again, use the Scotch tape and we will attach it to the back. Marty, you are so welcome. I am full of cheats, especially with ribbon, because I love using ribbon, but sometimes ribbon is hard to use. Some people just have a struggle with ribbon, and I did struggle with it for a while. I finally figured out how to tie knots and bows, and I do have some videos about that. So if you're looking for a way to do knots and bows, check out some of my videos on YouTube. Okay. Actually, I'm going to trim that off a little bit. Its edges are too long. Okay. And then our super sweet little panda is going to go right there. Where's my dimensionals? Well, oh, here we go. I can see my tiny dimensionals, but not my larger dimensionals, and that's the ones I need. Okay, same tip. Press with your fingernail, and then they should just peel right off. And my hands, oh gosh, every time I do a Facebook Live, I'm looking at my hands going, ah, your hands are so dry, yuck. Well, it is what it is, it's winter. And I work with paper, so there you go. Okay, So here's our little panda hanging out on the front of our card. And then we have our little greeting here that's going to go down at the bottom. So we'll add a tiny bit of glue there. Get that down here at the bottom. Push that up just a hair. And then for our final trick, we're going to use some of our adhesive backed sequins. Yay for adhesive backed sequins. They're adorable. Whoops. Put one there. And I also want a lemon lime twist one. I know I have some random ones just laying in the bottom of this old style stamp container. All right, so here's a lemon lime twist one. Ugh. I need a fingernail to get that little glue dot off. Ah, lucky for me, I have a tiny fingernail on my pinky. Okay, and then I also want a berry burst one. Get that off, and we'll put that right there. And then we're going to mount the whole thing onto a pool party card base. So there's that. Get some glue. Hey, Kathy, thanks. How's it going? I love this panda card too. Any panda card. These pandas are just so stinking cute. Any card you make with a panda is just fun and happy, and everyone's going to love it. Okay. All right. So we'll bring back the card again, our one that we're making. So you can see it's the same layout. I just turned it. So instead of having the card this way, I did it this way. It's still the basic same size, 3 3/4 by 5 inches, 2 panels. This one happens to be a stamped one in a designer series paper. The last one was designer series paper and textured embossing. So there's our second one. Remember, share the video, you guys. Someone's going to win that. Okay, let me clean up some of this stuff, and I'll bring in our final project. Oh my goodness, now they're flying all over the place. Oh my. Static electricity. Okay, clean up some of these stamps and punches and whatnot. Pandas have to go. As much as I hate to see that happen, they do. And the pandas, guys, are going to be gone at the end of celebration. They're only a celebration item. So after celebration's over, pandas are gone. So sad. Okay. The next thing we're going to do uses, ta-da, the fruit basket stamp set. This is another super cute stamp set. This is not a celebration choice, but you can buy this with some other products and receive a celebration item. It does come in a bundle if you wish, with these super cute little punches that will punch out those shapes. Okay, let me get, oh, here's some more tape. I don't know how much tape I think I need at one time, but I think I have plenty now. Okay. So I did want to show you guys some things that I have done, that I have with these. So here's one, a little treat pouch that I made. It's a sour cream container, but you can reuse it because it snaps closed at the top. It's not glued, and this uses those little adorable pineapples. Here's a card I got in a swap that uses the pears. Super cute. And this is a reject of a card that I was doing for this Facebook Live, but this piece that I did was too big, so I turned it into this instead. So this is a reject turned into a card that's really not ugly. I don't think. Maybe you guys think it's ugly. I thought it was cute. So anyways, that's a reject. That's not a reject. Oh my gosh, my sister-in-law is watching me. This is scary. I'm going to have to really perform. Just kidding. Hello, Michelle. Okay, so we are going to use the fruit basket stamp set and the, oh, I can't remember what this paper's called. Tutti Frutti designer series paper, maybe. So we have a ton of fun fruity patterns in this with, you know, other patterns on the back sides. And I've used a lot of this, so I don't have a whole lot of this stuff left, but it's super cute. Okay, so we're using some Tutti Frutti designer series paper. You guys should see my floor. You'd laugh your heads off. There's just stamp stuff all over the place now. Okay, now I need to get some room to work. Okay, so here is our papers for this project. And here are the two that I talked about from the Tutti Frutti package. They're both designer series papers. And I did go ahead and do my little Scotch tape trick and get those together. Okay, so that's going to layer onto this Night of Navy piece. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that right now. I can tell that my snail is getting towards the end because it's not making that noise that it makes when you're rolling it out. Okay, so now we are going to layer this onto this piece of Night of Navy. Got some glue on my finger that I can't get off. Okay. Whoops. So there's that. And then I wanted to use, look at this ribbon. Isn't this adorable? This is our gingham navy ribbon. We also have it in smoky slate. And so I'm going to do my ribbon on this piece here at the bottom. And we're going to wrap it around to the back, do the Scotch tape trick that I always do. And I'm going to try to see where those papers come together. And I'm going to try to get it in between that the center block of color here, the white. Which, is white really a color? Or is it a non-color? I don't know. Okay. So we'll wrap that around. All right, so we have that done. And our card base is going to be crumb cake. So we're going to end up putting this onto a crumb cake card base. So yay for that. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a super cute basket. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some masking with the basket. Oh, I need my Night of Navy pad. Sorry, guys. It was something I used in class this morning, and so it's back. Oh my, where is it? Oh, right here. Okay, so it's back on my classroom table. Okay, so we are going to stamp a little basket on this little die cut. Now, this is a square that I got from our Stitched Shapes framelits. And sometimes with these stitched shapes, you'll get these little fuzzy edges. And so I just use a sanding block, and I've been told that you can get these like from your nail lady if you guys get nails done. Obviously, I don't. But if you do, I believe that nail ladies either used to use those or still use them or something. Okay, so one of the pieces in this set is this little basket handle. Now, here's a trick for you guys with photopolymer stamps. A lot of times, you know, they're obviously very pliable and wiggly, and you can get them. So, I mean, if I went and stuck this on here like this, you can see how odd that is and how that's not going to be the right shape for the handle. But sometimes you just can't get it on there right. So what I do is I place it on my silicone mat. I peel it off my plastic piece in the set, put it on my silicone mat, and I let it sit there for a little bit so it can regain its proper shape. Then I just come down with my clear block and pick it up. And I've noticed this is really helpful, like for photopolymer stamps that you're using with die cuts, that if you get this on here kind of wonky and then you take it over to your Big Shot and you try to die cut it out, it's not going to line up nice. So just remember this trick for your photopolymer stamps. Just let it shape itself and then come down with your block and pick it up. Okay, so we're going to lightly ink this up. This is one of those stamps that you don't want a whole lot of ink on, so I'm just barely tapping on that. And I'm going to stamp this basket handle up near the top of this little die cut here. Press that down ever so slightly, and then we have our handle. Yay. Now we've also got this little basket. Oh, I just wiggled the camera, sorry. Yes, Teresa, you're welcome. Okay, so now we're going to do the basket, and I'm just going to kind of try to eyeball this and make sure that it's going to line up with the edges of the handle. Pretty good, can't complain about that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to put some strawberries in the basket. But obviously, if I start stamping strawberries around the basket, they're going to be outside the basket. I don't want them outside the basket. I want the strawberries in the basket. So what I've done is I stamped the basket on a piece of just scrap copy paper, okay? And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay this mask over my basket. And I'm going to get out my two little stamps that make a strawberry. So we have the strawberry itself and then the little topper to that. And then we do have an outline image if you do want to do some outline strawberries. I'm not for this project. So I've got the strawberry and the topper. And so I'm going to ink up my strawberry in real red. Make sure that my mask is covering my little basket. And then I'm just going to, how about like right that? Stamp my strawberry. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my top. And again, this is one of those stamps, these two-step stamps here, where I do the dark color first. So I did the strawberry first. And then when I come down with my topper, I can see the dark red through my stamp, and so that I can get that lined up pretty easily. All right, so now we're going to come in and do another strawberry, about right there. And you'll notice that I'm doing the strawberry and then the topper, and I'm doing that on purpose, rather than just stamping a bunch of strawberries and then trying to come in with the toppers, because that's not the look that I'm going for. So now I'm okay to remove my mask, because now these next couple strawberries, I actually want them to come out of the top of the basket. Okay, so as long as I don't have my strawberry go outside the basket when I'm stamping it, it's going to be good. And then we'll put the top on. Top on this one, like so. Okay, so now I do have a blank spot in the middle, which is probably okay, but we're going to fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my basket again on a piece of white. Okay, so here's a basket, and then I'm going to stamp a strawberry, oh, kind of in the middle of the basket. Stamp the top on the middle of this basket. So now I have one single strawberry in a basket. So I'm going to bring in my little strawberry punch, and I'm going to go up here, and the punch is a little smaller than the actual stamped image, so you don't have to be perfect when you place these things. They'll still work out pretty good. So now this is a strawberry with basket lines on it. So now I can just bring my little strawberry in here, and I'm going to glue that right there in the middle, and you're not going to have any idea that I've done that. It's just going to look perfect because I couldn't get all the strawberries in place the way I wanted them without doing this. So I'm looking around for my glue and I can't find it. Did I throw it in this bucket when I was cleaning everything up? Yes. That's what happens when you clean up. Things get lost. It's a problem. Okay, so we're going to add a tiny bit of glue to this little strawberry here. Oh, my glue must be clogged. Oh, Kathy, you're so nice. Thank you. And you're welcome for the tip, Marty. Okay, so get that. And then since I'm using liquid glue, I have what I call wiggle room. So I have time to move this around a little bit to get it lined up. Oh, maybe I should get some reading glasses out from the dollar store, you know. Got to get that moved up just a hair. Okay, I think that's going to be good. Let's see, what else do I need to do? I need to stamp my little greeting. I had to pick up my paper off the floor, and I've got a little greeting here that comes in the stamp set that says, what does it say? It says, "You are the sweetest." So we're going to stamp that. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to stamp it on our little strip of paper here, and then we're going to flag the end and bring it in. Yep, that looks pretty good. All right, where are some scissors? Here we go. So again, I just come in the center of the end, and then I just complete the snip from both sides in the corner. Okay. Oh, yay. Marty says she's learned 4 new tips so far. Well, that's awesome. 4 is a lot in about, what have I been on here now? 45 minutes or so. So yay. Okay, get my ink pads put away because you know what I always say. I'll make a mess. Move my stamps so I don't touch them. All right, so let's get this piece put on. Scribble, scribble, scribble. And there we go. Make sure it's centered. And maybe push it up just a hair. Okay. Press that into place. Very good. And then I did go ahead, so this is the second largest square from the Stitched Shapes framelits. And then this is from the Layering Squares framelits. This is a scallop square, obviously. And this is what I call number 7. So when I'm looking at my scallop squares, I have them all laid out. Number 1 is the tiniest one, and I just go up from there. So this was number 7. All right, so we're just going to add some glue to this little guy. Put it on the scallop, and this scallop is just barely bigger than my stitched shape, so it's like the perfect size, I think. Okay, that's going to go there. That's going to go there. And then we are done with this card. Okay, and that, did I put glue on that? No, I don't want to put glue on that. I want dimensionals. Where's my dimensionals? Oh, here they are. Okay, and here's another kind of tip thing. If you guys are trying to cover it like a strip of ribbon or a knot of ribbon when you're putting your dimensionals on, make sure your dimensionals are away from the center, because obviously I'm going to have my ribbon kind of in the middle, but I don't want to add extra bulk if I don't have to. So if I put my dimensionals on the edges, then it'll just go over nicely over the ribbon without adding any more bulk. So if you actually put your dimensional on the ribbon, sometimes it doesn't look very nice. It won't stay where you put it. The ribbon is floppy, blah, blah, blah. Just do what I said and you'll be fine. How was that? Okay, so again, bringing back the card was the one we started with. Basically the same design. These pieces are a little bit wider, whereas this was like, where were they? Maybe this was 3.5. This is like 3 3/4 wide. It doesn't make any difference. It's the layout's the same. So you can see where we've done 4. Now we have 4 cards, basically using the exact same layout, but yet they're all totally different. They're all completely different. So we've got 2 designer series papers here, designer series paper in embossing, designer series paper in stamping. Just a lot of fun with one layout. So I thought that was kind of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I feel like I've been here for like 5 minutes, but I think it's almost been like 45, 50 minutes. So I'm done with all my demonstrations. I hope you guys enjoy this. Please make sure you share the video because I will pick a winner next week in Facebook Live to gift the cards to. And I do normally go live Wednesdays at noon Eastern. Today was a fluke because yesterday I could not get on. I tried and tried and tried 2 different times. I tried everything, restarting my phone, uninstalling Facebook, reinstalling Facebook, anything and everything I could think of. Could not get it to work. So I came on today, but normally I'm on Wednesdays at noon Eastern. So thank you guys for watching. Please, if you need to order any supplies, I would love your business at shoppingwithbarb.com. Use my monthly host code and I have free gifts for you. And happy stamping, everybody.